There you are. Happy Monday. This 31st day of March, and I could not be happier for it. We are less than 24 hours until polls open across the 618 and across the country for the consolidated elections taking place. Go vote, please. It's been a long one, and I know that all the candidates are probably ready for tomorrow night as well. You can find out more information on your polling places by going and checking out more details on the county website and so much more. We got a good show for all of you today. Political interviews, I think, are pretty much all but done for right now, which is A-okay with me. We got a great show. We're going to be talking to Ed Wheatley in a couple of minutes. Ed will be filling us in on some of the latest that he's working on and some events that are coming down the road. And then at 10:10, we're going to be talking to our friends Flora and Shelia. They'll be filling us in on their free spiritual series that's taking place at Riverbend Yoga and so much more. And then at 10:35, Hayner Library joins us to fill us in on the latest and keep us up to date. And Mary's going to have some fun in the studio. So that all comes down the pipeline in the next 2 hours. In the meantime, there we go. Man, my microphone wasn't working. Here's what you need to know. Make sure you sign up for that daily email update, and you can join myself and 70,000 people that are in the know each and every day of the work week and on Saturdays with that daily email update. We'll take you right to Alton first. Germania Brewhouse, that beloved coffee shop in Alton, is preparing to move just a few blocks away. After 8 successful years at 617 East Broadway, owner Carolyn Brindleston announced the new location at 700 East Broadway, and it will include a dedicated drive-thru, a rooftop, and all new season patio seating, aiming to, better serve the community. The current shop will continue operations through the summer while construction's underway. Brindleston plans a farewell event to celebrate the shop's history and express gratitude for the community's support. She highlights the invaluable service from local offerings, making this transition possible, and really excited to see that next chapter for Germania. The Collinsville Police Department is on the hunt for Andre Wilkie, who is wanted for multiple felonies, including unlawful use of a credit card, financial exploitation of the elderly, and identity theft. This announcement was made during the department's weekly Fugitive Friday segment, which aims to gather information from the public about wanted individuals. Authorities urge anyone with information on Wilkie's whereabouts to contact them at 618-344-2131, extension 5209. Tips can also be submitted anonymously. And the police encourage Wilkie to surrender at any police department in Illinois or nearby states, which are open 24/7. Oh, it's a good note. Also in the news today, Madison County Transit's excited to announce that the MCT Muni Express will be moving to Saturday nights for the 2025 season after allowing theatergoers to enjoy a stress-free experience at the Muni for just $5. Passengers can take a round-trip journey from 13 convenient locations in the county, with children under 5 riding for free and K through 12 students eligible for free rides with an MCT Summer Youth Pass. This season, audiences can look forward to a spectacular lineup, including favorites like Frozen, Evita, and Dear Evan Hansen. For more information, you can visit mct.org/Muni Express. Finally, in the news today, the Edwardsville Police Department is collaborating with the Illinois Department of Transportation and the Illinois State Police and over 200 other local law enforcement agencies to intensify its efforts throughout April in honor of Distracted Driving Awareness Month. In 2023, distracted driving claimed 58 lives in Illinois, and Lieutenant Brandon Whitaker emphasizes the importance of focused driving and urges individuals to avoid using their phones while behind the wheel. Officers will be actively stopping and ticketing those violating distracted driving laws. Remember, using your phone in any other way than hands-free is not only dangerous, but it is illegal in the state of Illinois. And that's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend this morning. Man, my microphone is driving me crazy today. I'm sorry about this, guys. Let's take a look at weather. 9:15, it's 38 degrees, and it feels like it's brutally cold out there. This is not fun. Today, breezy and cooler with lower clouds. There is a chance of a severe thunderstorm and flash flooding later on this week, so check back to RiverBender.com's weather desk. Air quality right now is good. Mold levels are low and tree levels are moderate. Temperatures today reach 53 degrees and drop down to 35 overnight as we head into Tuesday. On Tuesday, a high of 58 and a low of 55 degrees. And on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, that's when you need to get out the rowboat. On Wednesday, thunderstorms, a high of 72, a low of 45 degrees. And on Thursday, a high of 57 and a low of 47 degrees. On Friday, a high of 60 and a low of 52, but all 3 days they're predicting rain all throughout each day of the week. So just be mindful of that as you're making your weekly plans. That's a look at the next 5 days. Here's what's happening now. This microphone is going to get thrown. It's 38 degrees. It feels like 37 out there. For time and temperature throughout the day, call 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back Rehab Recover and Return Home. You can also stay up to date in real time all the time by just going to RiverBender.com/weather or by going and downloading the RiverBender.com app today. While I have you, hey, I'm really excited about our partnership with Centerstone and really glad to have them back into the fray. Centerstone is a national leader in mental health and substance use disorder treatment for people of all ages. With the commitment to delivering care that truly changes people's lives, Centerstone's dedicated clinicians, they use evidence-based practices in their treatment program, so it means the recovery care plan is developed for you, and it's based on the latest science. Listen, addiction can happen to anybody. The good thing is, so can recovery. So start working on your recovery today, or if you know of anybody, get this information for them for whenever they need it the most. And you can find out more by going to recoverwithus.org, or by going to centerstone.org or calling 1-877-HOPE-123. We'll take a quick break, and I hope my microphone comes back and works the right way. Downtown Alton, Ed Wheatley, in that order. Well, Downtown Alton, commercial break, Ed Wheatley, in that order. Daily show on a Monday. Comes back to you next on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
Slow down, I can't hold back, though I wish I could. Another ain't no rest for the wicked until we close our eyes for good. Not even 15 minutes later, I'm still walking on the street when I saw the shadow of a man creep out. With my best old ex-friend Ray.
Pink eye or urinary tract infection.
Get access to care for anyone, anywhere, at any time. No appointments, no waiting rooms, no traveling. OSF on call.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois, with specials 5 days a week. Mondays, roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grabs like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
You wanna stay up with your fancy friends? I'm telling you, it's gotta be the end. Don't bring me down. No, 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 no. Ooh. I'll tell you once more before I get off the floor. Don't bring me down.
Welcome back. Ooh, man, oh man, I'm loud. 921, little bit of change. And great to always talk to Ed Wheatley, and another great book coming down the pipeline. Ed, I had to change microphones on the fly. One blew on me, and this one's just getting louder. How are you doing this Monday?
I'm doing well. Doing well. Baseball's going pretty well in this town.
You know, it's definitely off to a wonderful start, and I'm hoping we can keep this thing going and have a pretty good summer.
Oh, I think so. I mean, a lot of people are down on the Cardinals. I've been, somewhat skeptical in the last 2 years because of things happening, but I've got a very upbeat view of this year. I think they're going to perform much better than everybody thinks, and I think the future is really bright under the philosophy of Chaim Bloom, who I did get to spend a bunch of time with this past January, and I think the good days are going to return.
Well, and on top of that, too, Ed, I'm right there with you. In this new book that you have, From St. Louis to Cooperstown, The Legends That Are Born and Made in the Gateway City, I mean, this is really, something that I think is coming out of the perfect time, especially right now with the momentum the way it is, couple of good games, and then now, people really invest into this history and nostalgia of really just, St. Louis baseball, and what better way to dive into the season than with this?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we are the best baseball town in America. Everybody across the country says it, from players to Bob Costas, who's actually quoted those words right in some of my films. But the thing of this book is that people forget there's 346 men and one woman enshrined into the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. Now, the St. Louis franchise has 55 members who played one or more seasons, sometimes their whole career, in St. Louis for the Cardinals franchise. And then we've got an additional 9 others who are from the St. Louis Browns. And then we got 5 others from the Negro League. So to be the best baseball town in America, you got to know your complete history, not just the 13 that are hanging on the wall out in left field, of Musial and Brock and Gibson and Ozzie and La Russa and Whitey. Who are the other members of this 55? I mean, because when you look at it, and these 55 men who in the franchise, they didn't play their whole careers. The Cardinals weren't always the primary team, but next to the Yankees and the New York Giants, the St. Louis Cardinals have the most people in the Hall of Fame, which is, just amazing. But we just need to remember who these other people were, because they are the foundation of this great franchise that you just spoke of.
Well, and right there too, Ed. I mean, that's why I'm sure this process and really getting this book put together has just got to be incredible for you, because you've had a lot of time to really dive deep into the St. Louis sports history as a whole. The Browns, all of it.
Right,
and
right.
How does it feel to really be able to put all of that together in this? Because that's really what it's just off the top of the page. That's what I'm kind of gathering from this too, just based on your past work.
Well, I think your listeners and the readers of the book are going to have, to an extent, the same what I call Harry Carey moments. Remember, Harry Carey's catchphrase was always "Holy cow!" As I would go through this and start building this history on some of these other men. Yeah, sure, we know Musial, we know Gibson, we know Brock, Ozzie, etc. But who were these other men? What did they do? Many of your viewers are going to remember April 1974, when they sat there and watched Hank Aaron break Babe Ruth's career home run record. Well, Ruth had retired in 35, and he had set that career record a long time ago. But who was the man who held the career home run record before Babe Ruth? He played for the Cardinals franchise. And, that's like, holy cow, do we ever hear about that? No, we don't. I mean, the greatest pitcher to ever pitch in baseball, Cy Young. They named a great pitching award after him. He won 511 games, but he spent 2 years with the Cardinals.
Right.
Won 46 games in 1899 and 1900. Yeah.
Well, and see, that's where I think this is so cool, Ed, because you hit it right on the head so many times. We talk about, baseball history, and like you said, there's the Mount Rushmores of the positions and what you want to throw out there, especially for the Cardinals, like you said, the left field wall. But whenever you have such a storied history and a storied franchise like this, and that's what it truly is. I mean, I'm not picking fun at nobody, but it's not we aren't a newer franchise like the Tampa Bay Rays, and maybe have to create some of that just because we don't have the 40, 50 years and 100 years,
right.
and so
150, buddy.
Yeah. Well, and it's just my point. It's so incredible though, Ed. It's like you're going down here. It's not just Cardinals history; it's really baseball history.
It is baseball history. I mean, and there are the unique, the funny ones. I guess you would say it's not really funny, but he is in the Hall of Fame. But he didn't go into the Hall of Fame as a player because he only played one game in his entire major league career, and he played that game for the St. Louis Cardinals. He played 2 innings in one game, and in those 2 innings, he struck out in his only at bat, and he made an error at the only ball hit to him. Walter Alton, who then went on to become a Hall of Fame manager with the Dodgers. But I mean, these are those wow, holy cow moments as you go through this entire book. Who are these other men in the same way? Go back to the Negro Leagues in St. Louis. We had one of the greatest franchises, the Giants and Stars. They changed their name in 1921 when they changed ownership. But, today, when the Negro Leagues and Major League combined their records 2 years ago, we have had the 3rd highest hitting career player in Major League in baseball. Oscar Charleston, he played here with the St. Louis Giants in 1920. So, if the man who follows Josh Gibson and Ty Cobb for the greatest career batting average, he was at St. Louis, and 99% of the people in St. Louis don't know that.
And see, you hit it right on the head. And that's where I think this is going to be such a great book for everybody. I mean, especially now, I mean, I hate to say it, but we are kind of steamrolling through this year. Father's Day is going to be here before we know it. Mother's Day for the Cardinals fans in our lives, but also just the sports people and book lovers. I mean, this is a great all-around piece because you're right. There's so many wow moments. And Ed, whenever you're putting this together, was there one for you? Because I know that you've been able to do all your research for such a long time on things like this, but even doing a book like this, was there one moment for you that kind of got you?
Yeah, there really is. Of the inductees, the 346 individuals that I spoke of, 23% of the inductees have St. Louis roots. That means 1 out of every 5, more than 1 out of every 5 men inducted in the Hall of Fame have St. Louis roots.
Wow.
And when you add that up to franchises, there have been 81 induction classes, okay? a St. Louis person has been included in those 81 inductions, 54% of the time, over half of the induction classes that take place there on that green in Cooperstown have a St. Louis roots. Now, I mean, that is pretty amazing. And that is why to have that many great men associated with baseball from St. Louis tells you why St. Louis is the greatest baseball town in America.
100% over. I mean, that alone is just kind of remarkable to me. That 54% now. I mean, in the next couple of years, that number is going to go up because you got two more getting ready to go in, and who knows?
You got two, possibly three. Yeah, but you're definitely, I mean, you do. It is that prominent. You always think, well, the Yankees and all that, but the Cardinals are right there. The St. Louis teams are right there, and it really says something about the ownership, the leadership of the team, the quality of the plays. You look what Branch Rickey did when he left the Browns. What could have been the Browns franchise if he had stayed, but he went to the Cardinals, created the farm system, developed all these great players, and the next thing you know, he started this in about 1920. Next thing you know is Cardinals were in the World Series in 1926, 28, 30, 31, 34, 42, 43, 44, and 46. What a run. And then you come back and you look at, in our lifetimes, look at, 3 times in the 60s, 3 times in the 80s, how many times in the 2000s, So it's just, it's a story tale, a story thing of baseball. And, the other thing is we don't know. I include the three teams, the Cardinals, the Browns, and the Negro League Stars Giants. But I also include those players like Yogi Berra, Earl Weaver, Dick Williams. They grew up here in St. Louis. They played here in St. Louis, and they're in the Hall of Fame.
Weren't they on the Hill?
Yogi was, and Earl Weaver and Dick Williams, they both went to Beaumont High School, which Beaumont, by the way, in late 1940s and early 50s had more men in the major league than any other high school in the country. Beaumont High School right there at Vandervetter and Natural Bridge. 5 blocks from Sportsman's Park. They were known as the baseball factory because they put men in the major leagues. They were that good.
See, that's incredible, though. I mean, just that little notion alone, I wouldn't even have begun to think that. And then it all makes sense now why Earl Weaver was so good at arguing. I mean, this guy grew up living it, Right. Ed, when you're going through and you're looking at the Negro Leagues a little bit more, what were you able to discover putting this together? Because I've just kind of started learning a little bit more about the prominence of St. Louis and with the Negro League, and it's really incredible.
Well, it is. I mean, to have this many men in the Negro League in the Hall of Fame, they're not as they're trying to catch up and recognize a lot of the players from the Negro Leagues, but the things that people. You hear like Ken Burns' story on baseball and things. You hear Monarchs, which are in Kansas City. They weren't a bad team, nor were, the Grays back east and those teams. But St. Louis was really the premier Negro League team in the first edition, I call it, or first phase of the Negro League. See, the Negro Leagues were created in Kansas City in 1920. And then by 1931, with the Depression, they basically shut down. The teams went out of existence because of the finances, and it was for a lot of sports, it was like the pandemic that we just experienced in the 1930s when the Great Depression was going on. Started in 28, but St. Louis won in that period, 1920 to 1931, 3 championships, and they had such great players as I spoke of. We all know Cool Papa Bell. There's a street named after him in North St. Louis, and he was heralded here. But I mean,
he was the best. Now, is he the one? Ed, sorry to cut you off. Is he the one he could turn the lights off and make it back in his bed before the lights?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, that's thanks to the legends of the great Satchel Paige, who Satchel played for so many different teams in the Negro Leagues, but he never played for the St. Louis Stars. But he did play 3 years for the St. Louis Browns in 1951, 52, and 53. And he's in the book with the Browns.
Did they put a rocker out there for him? Was he the
Yes, they did. In the bullpen for old because Satchel was in his mid-40s when he came and played for the Browns. Bill Veeck had played for Bill Veeck in Cleveland in 1948 when Veeck put his Indians won the World Series. Larry Doby was the second African American to cross the line after Jackie Robinson did it on April 15th, 1947. Larry Doby did it on July 5th. Now, the surprising thing that this kind of, I won't say bothers me, but it does. It does rub me the wrong way that we don't know in St. Louis, nor do we really promote it. Okay, Larry Doby was the second. The third and fourth African Americans across the white chalk line of a major league field were Hank Thompson and Willard Brown. They did it shortly after Larry Doby, July 16th and 17th. They each made their appearance, and by the 19th, they played out there in the same game in the same starting lineup. St. Louis, you talk about progressive, St. Louis, Bill DeWitt Sr., the father of our CEO for the Cardinals, his father ran the Browns, and they hired two men for the Monarchs, following the model of Jackie Robinson, because they were looking good players. So St. Louis doesn't get credit because, as I said, does anybody remember who the third and fourth man were to walk on the moon? No, and that's how these were the third and fourth men, African American men, to cross that white line. So that is something that's also that jumps out at you in this book. And throughout all the stories, I talk about baseball, the Negro Leagues or the Browns or St. Louis, because that is a moment that we should not forget. In all this turmoil that St. Louis goes through, we were progressive. We did that, and it was Bill DeWitt Sr. who made that difference.
Well, 100%, and that's why I'm just honestly, Ed, really excited about this whole book, because I think it's going to open up for the reader a lot more other doors in terms of discovering a little bit more about that prospective person or the team or even just that time period. I think it all goes hand in hand.
Oh, it does. I mean, and you, as you said earlier, I did this. I highlight in the stories of these great men. They're in a chronological order because not only does it lay out their stories, but it lays out the history of baseball and how the game changed. And, from what, when you get guys like George Sisler, for 3 straight years, he averaged over 400. How many times did Hornsby hit 400, And so you get the thing of the game. And there's names that from baseball, Comiskey Park in Chicago. We all know that came back from Charles Comiskey, but you know what? Charles Comiskey played many years as part of the St. Louis Cardinals franchise. Same way with the Washington owner, Clark Griffith. Griffith Stadium in Washington for the Washington Senators, who he later owned. He had a tremendous pitching career, and part of that took place in St. Louis with that St. Louis franchise.
Well, and see,
So,
that's so cool. It's just the spider web, though, of St. Louis. I mean, the web of it all,
Yeah.
it just entrenches it, Ed, and that's why, from everything that you've been able to be a part of and write and produce, it's really unique because there's so much history in it and you wouldn't think there would be. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Where it tells a greater story of the entire sport for being such an individualized book, about St. Louis, and it's so
right.
cool.
Well, and it's like, when you really read this, you will start seeing the fingerprints of baseball's legends in history here in St. Louis, like John McGraw, the great, for 30 years, the great manager of the New York Giants. He played here in St. Louis as a player, and he had a great career. Only Ted Williams and Babe Ruth have the higher career on-base percentage. So all these names are all a part of St. Louis baseball history.
So cool. Well, and Ed, too, are we still the last National League Triple Crown winner? Do we still have that? Or is that?
Yes.
Oh, that's what I thought. Okay.
Joe Medwick, 1937, and we have the last National League 30-game winner in Dizzy Dean in 1934.
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's actually really cool. Well, and Ed, before I let you go, let's talk a little bit about just what this is going to look like for you going forward, because this is the perfect time for it. I mean, everyone's excited. Is it out yet on Reedy Press?
It'll be out in 2 weeks. It'll be in stores before May 1st. So great Mother's Day, great Father's Day. We're starting our series of talks in libraries. We'll be up there at the Hayner Library. We're working through that date this week. We kick it off with the St. Louis County Author Series in Frontenac Library at their headquarters on May 2nd. You go out to our websites, our Reedy's websites, my Facebook page. We're out everywhere. We're going to have book signings up in the Alton area, down throughout St. Louis. So make sure you can get those copies for Mother's Day and Father's Day, because these stories are expanded when we have get-togethers like the Hayner Library and all those for your readers to come listen to. And we go more than the book. It really becomes a love fest. And the best part about having those talks with the people, they tell their stories, their memories.
Yeah.
And it all comes together.
Well, and see, that's where I think this discussion piece of it is going to be the best part of the book.
Oh, absolutely.
Because the moment that, mom or dad or grandma or grandpa start opening that up and start talking, I mean, you're going to have an hour worth of conversation each and every time. I mean, this is going to be really a great piece for not even just sports folk, sports fans or sports folks, but really everybody, Ed, the folks that love St. Louis and just the people that like history.
Well, I mean, that's the one thing that we're trying to do with these books or my films is, St. Louis sometimes gets its teeth kicked in because of certain politics or social issues, but our brand is sports. We are led by baseball. This is what we should be promoting and highlighting, the goodness. It brings people together. People are in the stands, no matter what their racial creed, religion, or anything, they're all rooting for the Cardinals. They come, they love the history, they love the story, they watch. It is just, it is the brand of St. Louis.
Absolutely. And Ed, thank you so much for coming by. And whenever you have those dates, if you have, let us know, and we'll link everything in an article and put them online so we can get out there and see you.
Sounds good. Oh, I am very glad to be here.
One last thing. Are you going to be riding on the Savannah Banana soon?
They may. There are some things that have been asked about, and they are something else, and you'll be hearing a lot more of them as we go through the year.
That sounds good. All right, Ed. Thank you so much for your time, sir, and have a great rest of your Monday.
Thanks for having me. See ya.
Not a problem. 9:41, a little bit of change. We'll take a quick break on this Monday morning, come back with a little bit more conversation. Then at 10:10, Flora and Sheila join us. I'll stay here. You stay there. It's RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. osfoncall.org/virtual visit.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank. The local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
Brant Walker knows how to get results for Alton because he's done it. As Mayor Brant froze the property tax levy and balanced the budget, his economic development policy stimulated $116 million in private capital investment. Community policing and increased resources for public safety led to a decrease in crime. And under Brant Walker's leadership, Alton secured more than $10 million in extra grant funds for infrastructure and park improvements. Move Alton forward with Brant Walker.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
With my best old ex-friend Ray. Gosh, she said she knew well and sometimes hated. But isn't that the way they say it goes? Well, let's forget all that and give me the number if you can find it, so I can call just to tell him.
Hey, welcome back to Our Daily Show, 1025, a little bit of change. In the studio with John Johnson, back on the show, and Professor Longhair. Is it one word or two?
Two.
Oh, I got it all right today. How about that?
There you go.
So you guys are going to be at the mill on April the 12th.
That is correct, yes.
This is cool. I've never been up there. What's it look like?
It's a great city-owned venue in Granite City. You walk in, and they have a bar and lobby area, and during warm weather, they have some of the garage-type doors. They roll up. They have a nice outdoor seating area, too, and they have a great showroom set up in there. I mean, a nice raised stage, great lighting. The sight lines are fantastic, and the people around it are just they're just a real peach to work with.
Really, really cool.
Really nice VIP section in the back that's raised up, so you can get VIP tickets and get a straight view over the audience. So it's very cool.
How long have you guys been doing shows? Quite a bit together.
Oh, I guess it's been a couple of years now.
Couple of
together.
years, but the interesting part of this is we went to the same college 40 years ago.
Yeah, Blackburn up in Carlinville.
That's awesome. And then how'd you guys reconnect?
We started drinking a few beers together.
Nothing good ever comes of that usually, but this time it worked out well for us.
And I had mentioned to John that we have another friend from the Alton area named Louis LaFicus, and he's also a magician from Blackburn.
Yes.
And I said, we need to get the three magicians from Blackburn to perform at Bothwell at Blackburn
That
College.
would be cool.
Yeah, to theater, and we did.
And we did it. But that's what's brought us back together is when I met John at some get-togethers, I thought, why don't we try this out? And it went great. We've done several shows the last years, too.
This is cool.
Yeah, it also helped out quite a bit that I wasn't spending most of the year on the road touring.
Right, because you're normally gone a lot of the time.
Yeah, that's how I'd spend really most of my life out on the road and out of town and stuff. And then, maybe a little more than a few years now, I kind of retired from being on the road all the time. And here we are, and just really loving doing shows in the areas. And by the way, the show at the Mill is not the only thing that we both have up our sleeves.
Aren't you at Boston or Bossa Nova?
Yeah, on Tuesday nights now, starting at about 7:30 each night, I'm in there doing close-up magic.
That's what I thought. Yeah. I pay attention.
Yeah, that's your credit because not everyone does. I mean, sometimes I don't even pay attention. Half the time, I don't even know where I'm at. So.
I don't even know who I am, John.
We'll remind you.
CJ.
The last time that happened, I freaked myself out, John. Now, are you performing local too?
I cover the White City, Litchfield, Mount Olive, Hillsborough area, and down the other direction, Springfield, Illinois. But I performed upstairs a couple of times.
Oh. Yeah, he's been here before performing.
Cool.
Yeah,
recognized the stage when I walked in. So I worked at the Treehouse Wildlife Center, a couple other places in the Alton area, the Wildlife Center that overlooks the river. I did some work there. And so I worked the area a little bit down this way, but it's exciting to get over here. I haven't been as much as I'd like to, so I found this local yokel, and we're hitting Alton now.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, Sunday, I'll be down at Flock.
Oh, cool.
In the later in the afternoon doing going to do a stand-up show and also be doing a lot of balloons for kids, because not only are we magicians, we also have other variety stuff that we offer, like puppetry and balloons, and I do escapes, and so all sorts of stuff.
Wow, that's cool, man. And see, I just think it's great. And now, is that what you meant with other tricks up your sleeve too?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Just making sure I got all your dates out, because this is awesome. I mean, you put on a hell of a show. You were out at the Breakfast with Santa event.
Yes.
And that was a lot of fun. You were kicking ass and taking names out there.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
I mean, that kid really thought that your hand was gone. And that kid was me.
Well, it's there.
So, what's this show going to look like with you two? How does the kind of the structure of this look?
Well, we've done several shows, and they often have a kind of are geared towards whatever the audience is. But generally, we did an outdoor show in 100-degree heat, and he did a set. We took a break. I did a set, and we kept our audience the whole 2 hours.
2 hours in one of the hottest and most humid days of the year, and that was up in Nokomis, Illinois.
Oh,
at which we're going to be at again this year, and I believe that's July.
Yeah.
Now specifically about the Mill event, that we're going to be working with a lot of great magicians there.
Okay.
There's a local magician. He grew up in St. Louis. He lives in Wood River. His name is Steve Zelke, and he will be the MC and performing. Does a real nice act. Another guy, he's out of the Collinsville area. His name is Columbus Smith, and once again, he does kind of a fine vintage turn as a magician, as does Professor Enigmata.
Say that one for you.
Yeah, I know. I think he does more mind reading and things like that. That's his mental magic. So
see, that freaks me out, because I have a weak mind. I would fall to a hypnosis so fast. I never volunteered because I knew that I'd be the guy up there dancing around and looking like a fool.
Yeah, when it comes
Good
to
know.
Yeah.
Come to our shows.
Wait, okay.
And this is the part where I get hypnotized on my own show and cancel myself.
No, we don't want that.
No. But, I just think it's cool that, man, you guys are performing around here locally, and Alton needs more of this type of stuff, and the Riverbend does too, because we have a lot of really cool bands and really great singers and things like that, but not a lot of actual performers, and I really want to see more of it. I've kind of got a need for it. It's like, instead of cowbell, it's magic.
Yeah, well, you're not going to have an argument from us.
Well, so one of my goals is, I have 3 grandsons between ages of 6 and 11, and they do a lot of time on their electronics, which is fine. That's their gig. But it's great for kids that age to have live entertainment as an alternative.
Yeah.
And
they need it because you got to get out and experience real life here, and it's like, it's great to laugh on your phone, but go get around a group of people and be amazed for a couple of minutes, and just be entertained.
And I'm even teaching magic for Kaskaskia College and the Mac Art Center in Staunton, Illinois.
They have a good thing up there. Have you been up there to the Mac Center?
I have not.
Oh, man,
I look
it's
forward
nice.
to it. And that's something where we are looking to expand, because during the course of my career, a lot of times I would work in schools and do theme shows like Magic of Science and things like that. And I'd also do workshops to help teach the kids about that. And so that's something we want to expand in this area.
That's so cool.
Having magic, like kind of magic classes and stuff for the kids, so they can have some fun with that. And then the culmination of the classes, usually multiple day classes, the kids put on a show.
That is incredible.
For their friends, family, we have them all geared up and ready to perform. Yeah. Kind of a magic camp, more or less.
How do people reach out to you guys to set that? That would be really cool.
Well, as a matter of fact, I have
See, and he said he wasn't a mind reader.
Yeah, funny you mentioned that.
Get ready, the hypnosis is starting.
No, see, we have a website.
Yeah.
It's called magicalmayhemshow.com. We're on that, and both our phone numbers are here on the card. There you go,
Thank
CJ.
you. I will link that in the article.
And so it's great because what we talked about, we feel like that we've had a lot to offer. So both for adults, kids, and then family audiences too.
Right.
For example, we sold out, was it 2 shows at the theater in Hillsborough?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that was
matinee.
Yeah, one was a matinee. That was a family show.
Wow.
Okay. We're going to be in talks with Old Bakery. I've performed at a special event before, but we're talking about bringing the show in there and having an event there with our show at Old Bakery. And also in the Owls Club, too. We might be doing something for the Owls Club also.
The more you can do that stuff and just get out there, because I really think, I mean, that's really, if someone asks me, CJ, what's the entertainment district missing? It's this type of entertainment. And just more of it, because we have some really cool people. And it's like, I just want to see them all on display all the time so I can walk back and forth every night and see who's performing. Like, we could have such a cool old-style Vegas vibe if we wanted to. Like, everyone kind of has their own little performance night, and we know when to go sit there at 4 in the morning or 2 whenever I'm kind of a little bit later in the night and seeing John up there, on a residency. We're going to get to that point.
Yeah, and it's great. I really appreciate Russ Smith there at Bossa Nova. That's I can go in there on the Tuesday nights and have fun.
I mean. Yeah, it's so cool. I mean, and to have you guys really together on this too is really unique too, because I'm sure it's a lot easier when you have, well, not easier, but it gives you a chance to rest a little bit and focus a little bit more, because when you're by yourself, I'm sure the one-man band's fun until it's hour, whatever.
And I did a lot of years of that all over the country.
Well, and another cool aspect of this is John and I do different kinds of magic and presentation. So the contrast is pretty cool, actually, because I do an old-time medicine show act as part of my thing, so it's a replicate of what an actual medicine show would have been in the 1870s.
Is there cocaine in that? Oh yeah, and mercury and morphine and
alcohol.
You got
only in the colas.
Yeah, you got a toothache. Well, here's
But they never came back to the same town twice.
I bet
you go once, you sell it, and you're gone. Actually, I performed at the Blue Strawberry that show in St. Louis.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and he performed. That's how I got hooked up to do that. But Abraham Lincoln Museum, and so I do the old time magic as well. And he's done it, so that's an option as well.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's super cool. Yeah. It's crazy where you can go with your talents. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy to think of all, traveling for all those years, John, and then coming back here. And then with both of you having this kind of development where, I mean, that's to be booked locally and stuff. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, and a friend of mine put on a music festival, and he said, "Hey, you think you can come down and up on stage while the bands are switching out and do magic, so we keep things rolling?" I said, "Yeah, that'd be great." And I was very happy, because at first people were like, "What's a music festival? What's going on here? But magic, right?" And then but after I got on a little bit, and then they were like, "Oh, this is great, man! We never see anything like this in a music festival. This is wonderful." So it worked out real well, and I had fun, and luckily and fortunately, everyone watching did too. So
good.
I was happy about that.
You guys got a moment to stick around?
Sure.
We'll take a quick break. 10:37. I forgot to tell time for a second, but that's okay. I do get paid to do this job. We'll come back on this Thursday morning next.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. OSFOnCall.org/virtual visit.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Brant Walker knows how to get results for Alton because he's done it. As Mayor Brant froze the property tax levy and balanced the budget, his economic development policy stimulated $116 million in private capital investment. Community policing and increased resources for public safety led to a decrease in crime. And under Brant Walker's leadership, Alton secured more than $10 million in extra grant funds for infrastructure and park improvements. Move Alton forward with Brant Walker.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Good return music today. I'm feeling it, you know. I am feeling it. Opening day. You know.
Oh yeah, my sister works over there. She's
really?
At the stadium as an usher.
You know, I used to have Luis call in twice a week for the Cardinals and tell us how they're doing. Until they fired John Mozeliak, I don't care. I am protesting the season until John Mozeliak's gone and my life's better. But that's another point that I'm going to end the show on. So just stay tuned.
Bring in Fred.
I am excited for opening day though. Going to watch the game and have some fun and utilize my products from Village Dispensary. But with that, thank you. With that being said. Back to this. So April the 12th, what time do the doors open?
6 o'clock. No. Yeah, 7 o'clock, doors open. And then show begins at 8.
Yeah.
And so, and then also performing in October, trying to think where that one is. In the area, I'll have to double check, but there will be ads out, and we'll put something online.
Also at the mill? Is that one at the mill also? Is that also?
No, that one's in a different venue locally, but I'll have to think of that. It's called, the troupe is called Midwest Greatest Magic.
Yeah.
And that's the gentleman he was mentioning.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's what we're doing on the 12th. Oh, and we're going to be back at the St. Louis Fringe Fest again this year.
That's a cool thing.
Yeah, we got, I tell you what, we were flattered as all get out.
They were on the show, actually. I think they called in.
Yeah, we were so flattered because after we finished our last show, the head people all came in and see what we said, and they said, hey, we need you guys to be invited artists next year. And then we're going to really kind of promote it up and stuff. Wow. And we're like, whoa, well, this is great.
That's
thank you.
Cool.
You know, so it kind of blew us away.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, great. Thank you.
I love that, man. That's cool as hell. It takes a lot of work, man. And the thing is, it's being especially with what you guys are doing, like with pro wrestling, I could have a bad day and be an asshole and no one would know because I could be I'm the bad guy anyway. And if you mess up a move, you mess up a move. But some of the stuff that you guys do, I mean, especially if you get really into the act there, you could get hurt, or you got to be focused, Yeah,
I almost literally died once on stage doing a straitjacket escape in a comedy club.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Wow.
I was up there. It was my finale.
I'm not laughing. I'm sorry. I didn't know how to respond to that.
The strap got wrapped around my neck and my air was getting cut off and I couldn't get out and I started to panic. Yeah. And I thought, and everybody's thinking it's part of the act. And I thought to myself, I have to stop panicking or else I am going to drop dead here on stage and everybody's going to be, yay! Oh, wait a minute. He really died. So luckily I was able to calm down and extricate myself from the straitjacket.
That's what I just...
And I'm foolish enough to still do straitjacket escapes.
That's what I want to hear. Attaboy.
Didn't slow him down.
No, it just sped him up. That's all it did. It made him even more hungry. But with that being said, too, I think it just really shows how you really have to be on. I mean, even, as a, performer and all that, anywhere you go, you just, especially with what you're doing. Now, Fringe Fest, is that what fest is that? Is that like all the Fringe and all, like, not being funny, but like
it's over in St. Louis, and it's multiple venues around. Pretty much around the Grand Center area, and there's a lot of plays.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I was losing my mind thinking about this for a second. Like, as I was talking to you, all I could think about was, what the hell was the Fringe Fest? I knew what it was and talked about it, but that's huge.
And I think it all started in Edinburgh, Scotland, with a Fringe Festival there, which they still have, and they're kind of this. Have eventually sprouted up all around the world, in larger cities. They have the Fringe Festivals, and it's a celebration of performing arts, and primarily theater, and now a little more variety here in St. Louis with us doing the family-friendly magic show.
Well, and see, that's got to be fun, too, to have the family-friendly side of things, because, because there's not a lot of family-friendly opportunities, really, for performing arts around a lot of the times. It's kind of bands, or it's more adult kind of centered stuff, or just too kid-centered, really child-centered stuff, which is fine too, but not really a mix.
Yeah, and that's kind of our gig, is to entertain adults equally, with the kids.
Right.
It's a good blend because they have a good time. We make sure to bring the adults in as well as the kids. But adults don't want to get on stage and necessarily volunteer.
No.
Kids are like, bring it. They'll pop right up on stage, and then they'll help entertain, because one of my things I enjoy about magic is the kids do a lot of the entertaining. Yeah. When they're up there, they'll say anything. They're hilarious, and the crowd loves it.
Well, and that's and you're really right. The kids really do enjoy it and get into it.
No inhibitions.
Yeah, that's a big thing too. You're right. They just want to have fun.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Not self-conscious or...
Story of my life. I just want to have fun. Okay.
You and me both. Oh, man. We are now officially in a weather impact day, folks.
Woo.
Channel 5 threw it out there. We're in a weather impact day. Oh, man.
Well, thank goodness we have our hats on.
Gosh, opening day every year. Yeah. Every year on opening day it rains. But how long are your sets at the mill?
At the mill, well, what we're doing something a little special. I'm kind of doing a cameo appearance during the professor's set this. So I don't know what they have you scheduled as far as your show.
I'm half an hour. I open it. We have Steve Zelke, who he mentioned earlier. Is that correct?
Yeah, Steve Zelke.
And he will MC and open it up. Then I come on, and then the other gentlemen follow up. So I have half an hour. John's gonna do 10-minute step in and segue in. It's going to be really cool.
That's awesome.
So I'm horning in on his act.
I'm glad you clarified, John. No.
Gave me that
10-minute break.
Cut.
We'll be right back. I love Dr. Phil. Do you have a trick for me?
I do, sir.
Oh, I've been ready for this. Sorry, I've been looking at this rope.
Yeah. So this rope...
Throw me a rope, John. Come on.
Yeah. So the cool thing is, this is not a magic trick. You are the magic trick. So,
I've heard that before.
Yeah, I bet you have.
Another story, huh?
Yeah, another one.
So if you just put your hands out, I can't do this without you.
Okay.
So I need you. This is where I get them. I can do whatever I want. Close your eyes. Okay. He fell for it.
Yeah, we're making faces at you now, CJ.
And he's speaking. Now, I want you to hold that end of the rope. And I want you to think in your mind, this is just a standard rope hanging around. I want you to be straight as an arrow. So think in your mind, straight as an arrow, and let go of the rope. Keep your hand out. Oh. Okay, let go. Open your eyes. That was you, sir.
I don't like that.
CJ.
I had nothing to do with it. That was you.
Can I make the joke?
The magic touch. Anyway, yes.
You make the joke.
What happens if that's more than 4 hours?
It doesn't work for everybody, folks.
Call your doctor. That's the recommendation.
Oh, sorry. I was right. Thank you very much. That was a great joke. What is that over there?
Oh, I brought you a gift. So we believe in payola. So here's $1 million
Thank you.
for you.
What is this? We get more. What are these?
This is a weapon.
Yes, those are nunchucks.
Well, they look like nunchucks on a chain, but actually this is a garrote.
Oh my God! There you go.
So a garrote, for anyone that doesn't know, it could be a piece of rope, wire, chain to sneak up behind someone, throw it around their neck, and choke them.
The famous Godfather scene.
Until dead.
That's right.
So hopefully no dead today.
Okay.
No? But this is going to be wrapped around the neck.
Okay.
No, I tell you what. No, just to be safe. Just to be safe.
I was in.
Around my neck.
Okay.
Around my neck, since I'm right here. Okay?
My audience really could have seen me die.
So, CJ, go ahead and check this out, though. Go ahead and check it out, though. Because people always think
this is real.
Magicians are tricky and they're using fakery and stuff. I mean, we cheat. But,
yeah,
well, that's to be expected.
You're trying.
Because we all know it's a trick or is an illusion, or is it?
I don't know, but that is real.
Okay, so let's see. Here we go. Looks about even. Tell you what, just to be on the safe side here.
Okay.
I'm going to try and, there we go. I got a hair tie. Well, I'm going to tie my hair up like I'm up in martial arts class.
Have you ever seen Elvis do martial arts, his movie?
No.
When he was high on drugs and decided to be like Kung Fu Master, and he was just walking around kicking with his boots in the air?
No, I did
Wild
not
stuff.
see that.
All right. Okay. Here we go. Well, yeah, I mean, he'd do that stuff on stage. He'd go into all this stuff. So here we go. All right.
I'm excited.
So around my neck. Oops, come on. All the way around. Here we go. Cross over and back. There we go. That's one. Now, another knot in front, just like that. Now, CJ, I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of biting into the skin of my neck.
It really is. I'm seeing it.
Okay, you see that? Yeah. Okay. So here we go. Now watch carefully as it goes all the way through my neck, and hopefully my head won't pop off and roll across the desk to you.
Oh, my God.
Here we go. Are you ready?
No.
Okay, well, we're going to do it anyway right now. Ow! Woo! That's crazy.
I like that one.
Oh, my gosh.
Good job, John. That's good. Hell yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
that's a winner.
And his head's still attached. I think.
Wait. Oh.
I love that.
The knot out of there. Yeah. See, now the thing about magic, a lot of people are not that experienced with magic or even viewing magic. They automatically think that magic is just for kids. Okay. And that's not the case. Magic is enjoyed by everybody. Everybody.
This is so cool. Do you got something else for me?
If you want to, but we don't have to.
I'm in.
Okay, is this on camera?
No, you have to hold it in the air just to let them know.
I will try.
Just to let them know.
Yeah.
We have a Rubik's Cube.
Yes.
Do you have a cell phone? Put a completed Rubik's Cube on your screen, please. Just Google it. And we're going to, I want to demonstrate to you that magic is now getting very technological. Unlike this rope, which just all you. This is technology. So I have a non-completed Rubik's Cube. And your job is to just move it around the sides of this box.
The phone?
The phone?
Yeah, the phone.
Okay.
Get the image on all sides.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Now, this is full of circuits and other things that kind of hold this connected to your phone. So if I do it right.
No freaking way! That's so cool!
All right.
That's good. I like that.
The professor.
That is so cool. Oh my God. Good job. That's incredible.
Good job to you. You got it.
Hey, TJ. Good job, buddy.
Let's hear it for Samsung or whoever.
Yeah.
I want to thank
I think
Tim
that's
Apple.
my phone. Yes, yeah.
Tim Apple.
With that,
Thank you, Mr. Apple.
with that being said, how much are tickets and when can we get them?
$20 general admission, $25 VIP. You can order at the mill. There's a website.
millevents.com, I believe it is.
And we'll link it in a write-up on RiverBender.com.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you very much.
Man, that's great. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Oh, our pleasure.
Thanks for having us.
No problem. We'll take a quick break, and we'll link everything to promote the events and get you guys out there. We'll stay, or I'll stay here. You can stay there on Roku TV and RiverBender.com.
Hang around.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
What are you doing? We did our home insurance ourselves, but don't feel protected.
So you're building your own American Family Insurance roof line?
Yeah, life's better when you're protected under American Family's roof.
That's not how it works.
Dad, we'll go. It's gonna hit.
See, that's how it works.
For real protection, save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Chrissy McVeigh is good too, but Stevie Nicks is just something else. I could witch dance all day long. Welcome back to Our Daily Show, 1017. Coming down the pipeline in just a couple of days. We are in April almost.
Almost.
Tomorrow feels like a mountain away, but it'll feel like a downhill slide right after that. And on Thursday, which is April the 3rd. Ooh, I'm on one today.
Very good.
It's the second of 3 free spiritual experience series. Part 2, Raise Your Spiritual IQ. Coming to Riverbend Yoga, Your Dream Worlds Revealed. This is an interesting one, and I'm so excited to talk more about it. It's an hour presentation and an interactive discussion where you're going to learn techniques to remember and interpret your inner dream journeys for helping your daily life. You'll receive the free experience journal to start recording your dreams at 1 p.m. on Thursday at Riverbend Yoga, 100 West 3rd Street. That's just right down the road, not even a 2-minute walk. And you can be part of this experience with yet very powerful tools to tap into your own inner guidance. I love that. That's a good, powerful line. How are you two doing today?
We're fine. I do want to correct something from 2 weeks ago when we were talking about intention, that you have to have your intention set.
Yeah.
Of course, after that, you have to take action, and then you have to accept what comes with that.
Right.
The thing is I said a quote about commitment was Carl Jung, and that was incorrect.
Oh, that's right.
And I really want to correct that because that went out over the waves. It's Goethe, Goethe. He was a German 18th century writer and philosopher. So if you go online, that's Goethe commitment, not Carl Jung. Sorry, I felt after I went home and I checked that, I go, oh my God, I made it wrong and I'm sorry.
Oh, no, don't be, because it was still a very important topic and an important thought on that too.
Yeah.
Well, that's why this series is so important, because you're going through and really tapping into some things that really, if you think about them, this is what I was thinking about the other day, doing, some of that, the work it's not, I shouldn't say common sense, but it's one of those things where it breaks it back down to the basic foundation of who we are, because we always overcomplicate ourselves. That's just people are people, and we always have, these different things going on. But when you're using these techniques, you're going right back down to the root.
You're getting clear.
Yeah, and it's so important. I think that's so important, because out of all the craziness this world's throwing at people right now, you got to stay centered for sure.
Yeah. Two of the things we're going to really, then you mentioned them, was the techniques to remember.
Yeah.
Because that's very important. And then techniques to interpret. And I wanted to say thank you also, because 2 weeks ago we said we would do an experiment together.
Yes.
And usually at night when I go to sleep, I sing Hugh, which we've talked about as a love song to God, and it connects me with my higher self. It's just Hugh, and I sing it several times, and then I've already written down, but I repeat that I want to remember my dreams. But with you, I started being specific. In other words, I want to have fun with this a little bit, because I'm doing it with CJ.
Yeah.
And whoever else tried this. And so I would be specific. I would say, I want to remember my dreams, and I want to know what's best for my health.
Right.
Or I want to know what my next spiritual step is. I'm telling you, I got to understand better my symbols because I was specific with what I requested.
See, this is fascinating, because whenever I was doing this, and I had such a great takeaway, because it was in a very important time, I think, that I was doing this, because sometimes we do things when life's good because we know it's not easier, but it's just going to be a little less stressful to kind of go through that. Mm-hmm. But, when you're kind of stressing out and things are hitting the fan, it's really important to kind of hone back in and do that. So it was fascinating to me, because I'm starting to rediscover my dreams, because I told you I couldn't remember nothing. I mean, I'd wake up and I would dream, but I wouldn't know what I was dreaming about. Mm-hmm. And so now it's like, it's scary at first, because you start really interpreting it. It's like, man, what does that mean? What does this mean? Am I dying tomorrow? Like, it's just crazy stuff. But it also goes back to what you said and how you feel the next day, because that's how you really get the idea of it. Where it's like, well, I did dream about that, but I woke up feeling like I had the Sunday scaries. Like, I don't know what's going on here. And it really did help in so many ways, because it brings you get to think a little bit more, process it, instead of just letting it deflect and bother you all day.
Yes, right. Yeah, when you set an intent, or you start that journal, I want to remember a specific, or I want to figure out more, like you said, about my health, or what's been really going on in my life, as opposed to a surface skim.
Yeah.
We're kind of good at surface skimming. I have been in the past. It's like, okay, well, that could be this.
Right.
Maybe not. But when you go deeper and you develop your own symbols, it's awesome what you figure out. It's like, yes, I have, asked the universe to provide me with information I need specifically, my own dream symbols.
Well, and see, this is where it goes into a different, a more fascinating, I think, conversation too, because that's something that I've been internalizing too, is, what have your thoughts been? What have my prayers been, or whatever? What have you wanted? Mm-hmm. And the big thing I think that bothers some people, is bother in me in a way, is the fact that it's like, wow, all this is here. Now, when's the rug getting pulled out from under? You know what I'm saying? Because of the karma conversation, it goes back to, because it's like, man, did I do everything I needed to do to deserve? Is this,
okay.
What I'm, so that's where the dream comes back in too.
Back to fear.
Yeah. And that's where the dreaming, though, real quick, is where I'm getting, because it's like, when I'm doing the dream journal, it's like, well, yeah, but it's not it's not fear of that. It's fear of, it's because
It's the unknown.
Yeah. That's
okay.
it.
I love it. This is perfect. I asked because I'm being specific now. I want to remember my dreams, and I would remember my dreams. But now when I'm specific, and it consistently specific. I've been specific before in my past, but consistently specific. So I got to the point where I said, what do I need to know that's best for my health?
Yeah.
I mean, health is big, especially when you get older. And I had this dream, and I was in the dark, way in the dark. And then my spiritual teacher, which is the present spiritual leader of Eckankar, which is the Path of Spiritual Freedom, is Harold Klemp. And as the outer master, he writes books and discourses and gives talks. The inner master, I'm a student of Eckankar. He's there with me. And it's like another terminology for him is the dream master. Anybody can ask the dream master any question, but the connection was he came in my dream and handed me an empty shopping cart. And I'm standing there with this empty shopping cart, and then all of a sudden there was this car. And there were a lot of people in the car, and I was afraid because it was the unknown.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I took the shopping cart around the corner and I hid. And I'm really scared because I'm afraid of the unknown. So I peek around the corner and I see that the car, this time I see there's like a light on in the car. I see it's full of Ek Masters. And Ek Masters are like your guardian angels, you could refer to. Or they're spiritual guides, spiritual travelers. And they're all smiling, and Harold Klemp is in the car with them. He's an Ek Master as well. And the light is shining on the shopping cart. And I look down at the shopping cart, and it's empty, and I realize it's my choice what I shop for.
Yeah.
It's my choice what I'm afraid of.
Right.
It's my choice not to buy into the fear.
Right. That's it.
And not to buy into the social consciousness, which the first car was filled with what you thought was
that's
something.
true.
That's
I was afraid of the unknown.
Yeah, but it's your dream. Again, it goes back to your symbols, what you develop.
Well, and like my dream, because I can tell you, there's been times the last couple of years before I stopped dreaming for a little bit, and even now, like I had one this last couple of weeks where my thing is I get caught in a dark room and I can't run fast, and someone's chasing me, and that thing scares the living hell out of me because it's like, what is catching up? What is trying to catch up to me that I haven't cleared yet? You know what I'm saying? And so that's where my brain works, because that it's like, what is that? Why is it's like a Michael Myers figure always trying to get me, and all that, and I'm in this dark room and can't see nothing and I can't run fast.
Yeah, I was just reading a story about that a member of Eckankar had written years and years ago, and he said, I kept having this dream, this guy, with a knife was chasing me, and finally, I got it inwardly that just turn around, he's either going to kill you or whatever, or you're going to go to battle. And he turned around and faced it, and it turned into a spiritual guide. And he said, I've been chasing you for so long, just trying to get you to catch up with yourself and take a look at your life,
Yeah.
This is something that came after that dream when I was writing it down. And like I said, Harold Klemp is the spiritual leader. He's my guide, my teacher. And this came through. And he had said this, that he had seen once on a fireplace mantelpiece over a fireplace, this saying, and it was, fear knocked at the door, love answered. No one was there.
That's right.
And I've realized that love is I need to go to that.
Yeah.
Even when I'm afraid, I need to start loving what that is, whatever it is. Like you said, face it. And gratitude also comes. It's like...
Well, and see, that's where it goes back to that cycle where this is so important, because so many times in life we get stuck in that negative state, and I hate to say that, but it's
we get stuck. You are right. It's a choice, though.
It is. That's what I'm saying. It's just like what you hit on so perfectly earlier. Just like you can live in fear, okay? Because nothing's going to change what happens tomorrow. There's a plan, and that's just the way life's going to work. And you better learn how to deal with it, or you better have your tools to take care of it. But you can't if it's hindering your life. That's a bad thing. And so it's so important you say that, because you just got to take a step forward. You do, and you got to love yourself, and you got to be proud of who you become and the journey you're on, and nothing's going to stop you, and that's where kind of my thing's been, because a lot of people know about my past before the show, not the best, and so it's you work on those things, you become a different person, you give all you can, and you develop who you are, and so it's a very important concept, and I think the dreaming portion of it is somewhat the most beneficial part, because that's truly when you're alone with your inner thoughts.
Yeah, and that can be sort of scary too, but when you have decided, I want to look at this, I want to turn around and face this, then you've opened yourself to a world of possibilities. And we were talking earlier about it's always been there, but how can we tap into it and
just
use?
Follow it up, Sheila. That's such a good point, because and we'll take a break after this and come back and talk about the event and everything else. But it was one of those where I was fooling myself, because I would talk about it to an extent, right? And I owned it and all that and faced it, but I never talked about it actually with myself. And see, you know what I'm saying? So you can put on the public broadcasting mask all you whatnot, but until you internalize and you really look at it, you aren't going to really move on from it. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to keep being that fear. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting.
But it's practice.
It is. And that's for darn
even
sure.
when that persona comes up and it's you. They say, what is it? Fake it till you make it. Right?
That's literally my life motto. Because it's true. It's practice. And I'm a huge believer in manifestation. And I think that you can manifest a lot of bad in your life, and you can manifest a lot of good too. And so it's just, and that's not saying you wake up every day and want a Ferrari and that's going to happen. But you wake up, but you wake up every day and go, I just want to be the most wholesome person I can be and feel whole and have this great life. And I want to have, those are great manifestations.
Yes.
Those are healthy ones, and it's all coming back to what you can do with your dreams too, because that all goes hand in hand. We'll take a quick break and come back with more. Thursday, April the 3rd at 1 p.m., Your Dream Worlds Revealed, Techniques to Remember and Interpret Your Inner Journeys for Help in Daily Life. You will be receiving a free your Raise Your Spiritual IQ workbook, and then you have the 3 free books that were a part of this series. You'll receive the second one. If you went to the first one, you get already have the first one, and so a lot more to discover here. We'll take a quick break. We want to thank also the Eckankar Society for being a part of this and helping us spread the word too. And we'll come back with more after this.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
What are you doing?
We did our home insurance ourselves, but don't feel protected.
So you're building your own American Family Insurance roof line?
Yeah, life's better when you're protected under American Family's roof.
That's not how it works.
Dad, we'll go. It's gonna hit.
See, that's how it works.
For real protection, save up to 23% by bundling your home and auto with us.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab select 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Sorry, Daily Show, hitting you in the nose. Back with Flora and Sheila. Your dream world's revealed at Riverbend Yoga 100 West 3rd Street in Alton on Thursday at 1 p.m. This is about this really great series of raising your spiritual IQ, the free spiritual experience series. And we've been really just having a conversation about what you could be talking about on Thursday.
You know, your spiritual IQ is unlimited.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we talked about how you practice and you learn more by practicing. It's like playing baseball, any kind of sport, running or whatever. Maybe walking. You can walk for 5 minutes and you go and you walk for 6 minutes, walk for 7 minutes. So it does take practice. The other thing is people, if you can't come on Thursday, you could go to the Eckankar website and there's an Eckankar podcast. If you like to listen to things like CJ, there's a podcast, an Eckankar podcast called Dreams and Healing. It's an amazing. There you can get a lot from podcasts. I love podcasts.
Well, and and honestly, that's a great thing for people to utilize for even more information outside of what they learn with you all too. And it's one of those things. We're going back to the practice part of it, just like we were doing in these dreams, because there was times I was getting these just vivid things about like it could have been an animal. It could have been, seeing it was weird seeing my friends at a party because I thought I was going to die the next day. I'm not going to lie. I saw everybody there and I'm like, uh-oh. Everyone that tells me this normally is gone within a couple of weeks. So what are you doing here? But it's going through that and realizing it's not how it makes you feel and what those mean for you, because everyone's got a different interpretation over a symbol or over over a lot of things, and it's so important to identify what those are for you. And
we can always ask for help.
Yeah.
Inwardly. Help will come outwardly when we ask for it inwardly.
Yeah.
I told you, there's that prayer, show me the way.
Yeah.
And whatever you believe is a higher power, your higher state of consciousness. Mine is as soul believing in God, of course. Uh-huh. And just show me the way. And then the inner teacher, whoever that is, it could be Christ, it could be the dream master that I talked about, Harold Klemp, it could also be Buddha.
Yeah.
Or somebody you trust and love will get you, just open yourself to that guidance.
You're 100% right. And it goes to going back to your practice, because this is not a sprint. I mean, it takes a long time to kind of figure it out. And for some people, it's different, and it kind of snaps.
But it can be fun.
It can be so much fun. And so that's the thing right now is, sometimes I think we get kind of tired in that battle because maybe we know that we're pushing past the barrier, and everything, but every once in a while that little trigger comes back and starts messing with you a little bit.
You're never going to get away from your mind, CJ.
No. But my point is, though, it's making fun out of it, because
yes, that's true.
Yeah, calling it something other than a battle, right. Calling it something like, man, my spiritual unfoldment, I'm going for it this time. I'm not going to battle.
And the mind isn't bad. Where the mind is
right.
a great gift, but it's a horrible master.
You're right. You're right. And that's where it comes back to this thing where it's like, you said if you're having a bad day, or it's like, man, that feeling's coming back pretty hard out of nowhere. Well, heck, that's when you get to challenge it a little bit, and you get to use your tools, and you get to find, because that's what makes it fun, and you realize your growth.
I'm glad you said tools, because that's what it's about.
Yeah.
It's building your own spiritual tool chest.
Well, and Sheila, what do you think about this second series, second installment? What are your biggest takeaways from this one going to be?
I personally love dream study, because for me it gets my head out of the way. Seriously, when I'm sleeping, I can hear better what God has to say to me. I can hear better what my next steps are. I develop my own symbols, and it takes it a little bit further than just this here. I know that it's not just this physical stuff, not just us yakking at, one another, but, it's a time when my head gets quiet and I can really focus on me.
Yeah.
On my own spiritual growth, not just,
I have, something to say about that. My sister, who has Parkinson's, she had to spend a night with me when she was traveling, and it was recent. It was during all of these things, and she shakes pretty much, the tremors. And so when we went to bed, when we had to stay in the same bed, she stayed with me because I had another guest in the guest room. And so when she went to sleep, she started, she was shaking, and I just thought, okay, I'm just going to take this vibration and accept
Roll
it.
with it, right.
Go with it. It's I'm going to wake up when the dream, I need to understand something. Because usually when I remember dreams as I'm going to sleep and as I'm waking up, those are my times for remembering the dreams. Anyway, she fell asleep and she stopped shaking all night long. She did not, no tremors. I even at one point was afraid she wasn't still alive.
Put a mirror under
Oh my God. I looked, but I saw that she was alive. I'm serious. But this is the interesting thing. When she woke up in the morning, I told her, I said, you did not shake at all last night. And she said, I don't shake when I'm asleep. And I said, how is that possible? Parkinson's is neurological. Mm-hmm. She says, my brain goes to sleep at night.
Wow. Oh. That's interesting. That is so fascinating. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah. And I even looked it up online because I didn't trust it. And it says, the tremors. Wow. For those who have Parkinson's when they sleep.
Well, and this, every time I talk to you both, it is such a very enlightening conversation, and we always have a good time. But I want to make sure we're getting all the details out before we say goodbye for now until we talk again. I believe next week. Is it next week or 2 weeks?
No, it's this Thursday.
This Thursday.
No. Our next interview.
Oh, it'll be in 2 weeks.
That's what I thought. Okay. So this Thursday, fill us in on the details so we can make sure we get a good write-up written and get some more people down there with you.
Okay. This week, we're definitely going to talk in the journal about your dream dictionary.
This is so
I
cool.
think it's really important that a personal dream dictionary is part of your, like I had a dream about fear again, and there was an old cassette tape player playing. It was just playing. I couldn't shut it off. And when I woke up, I realized that's an old tape. So that's a dream symbol for me, where it might be a different dream symbol for somebody else. And we can't just trust those books that are out there about dreams and symbols. We can get ideas from other people, and we're not there to interpret other people's dreams. That's not what this is about. Mm-hmm. It's about helping everybody to have their own dreams, their own dream dictionary, to remember, like you said, either the feeling or the dreams. The waking dream, quickly, I was watching something on TV, and I had been asking about my health the night before, and this is it. When you ask and you put that intention, it's not just when you're sleeping answers are come. In this program, 3 people were talking and carrying around water and talking about how water would prolong and make them healthy, and it was all intricately involved, and I thought, I need to drink more water. Mm-hmm. Now that was just me trying to be aware, and that's a waking dream.
Yeah, the waking dreams are wonderful, too, because it's something that you really can't forget. You can fall down and hit your head and go, I call that a waking dream, because when I look at that, it's like, my intent is always to stay upright and keep moving forward. But here I am, I've hit the concrete and I have impeded my own progress, So for me, that's what I looked at it as. But they can be so simple.
They are very
songs
simple.
On the radio.
It's just that awareness,
whatever.
like you said, the fun of you ask the specific question, and then I swear the universe comes. Yep. Spirit is always, there's nothing that we do that Spirit doesn't have a step in it, a hand in it. Oh, and that's another dream I had with all these hands. And I go, what are those? And it's my health was in my own hands.
Makes sense. It makes total sense.
But it was like, thank you, CJ.
Well, and honestly, thank you guys, because this has been so much fun, and it's really helped me a lot. And help me process some things a little bit better and really get through a rough time because this selection season has just been not good. And we're getting there, and it's helping because you got to do these things, and it's good to do them when you're not feeling the best because that way you can do them even better.
Yeah, you can surrender a little more, and our dreams are not just about our nighttime, it's our daily, what's going on daily, it's what's going on emotionally, and it's what's going on spiritually. So you have to look at those three things, the dreams and all of those.
Really cool. Well, always great to talk with both of you, and I'm so glad to have you back in the studio. We'll see you on Thursday at 1 p.m. at Riverbend Yoga. We'll have a write-up for you soon, and we'll take a quick break and come back with Hayner Library next.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. OSFOnCall.org/virtual visit.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, Free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
Brant Walker knows how to get results for Alton because he's done it. As Mayor Brant froze the property tax levy and balanced the budget, his economic development policy stimulated $116 million in private capital investment. Community policing and increased resources for public safety led to a decrease in crime. And under Brant Walker's leadership, Alton secured more than $10 million in extra grant funds for infrastructure and park improvements. Move Alton forward with Brant Walker.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Nothing yet. Baby, you just ain't nothing yet. Here's something that you're never gonna forget. Baby, you just ain't nothing yet. Nothing yet. You ain't been around.
Welcome back. Daily Show hitting you in the nose. And Mary is in studio, not Flora and Sheila. They gave me a very nice gift. That was nice of them.
That is nice of them.
How are you doing, Mary?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
So how is the library doing?
We're doing great. This is a perfect time to come on. I will segue into this. It's a perfect time to come on because our next newsletter just came out.
Did it?
So yeah, everybody should have just.
I just had Ed Wheatley on the show.
So okay, did you?
Yes, he hinted that he'll be coming to the library soon.
Well, not this spring, but we hope to have him back later this year because he
new book.
new book, and his programs are great because they're just something different. You know, we don't have a lot of sports focused programming, and when we started having Ed come in, we realized there's definitely people that are interested in it. So it's something that we're hoping to continue. So yeah, I can't wait for that. So yeah, no, we've got our next newsletter coming up, and it covers April, May, and June. So this is the big one. So this has all the kids' information about summer reading program.
Oh, wow.
And some new programming that we're doing. Like I said, every time we put out a newsletter, we try to do something different. So we've got all kinds of things coming up. We've got, you know, wherever you want to start.
Let's do this. Okay. April's Fine Amnesty Program.
Yes. Yeah. So
you know what I figured out?
What's that?
There's a pun in this. Because April's got a fine amnesty program.
It does. It does have a fine.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
Thank you.
It does have a fine amnesty program. So this is something we do 4 times a year. And so in April, every quarter we try to have a fine amnesty program. And so this one is for the 5 A's. So during the month of April, if you have overdue Hayner Library materials, and even if they're overdue by 1 day, or it's so overdue that you've been billed for the item, you can return those items with an item of pet food or a pet care product, and then we waive your fine, and then we donate that product to the 5 A's.
That's so cool.
It benefits the library because we get our materials back, and then other patrons can check those things out, and then it also benefits the 5 A's.
Well, and they need it right now because spring's coming, and that's kind of, I hate to say it, but you get a lot of kittens.
Lots of kittens and puppies and things that they may not have been expecting. So so it kind of helps them out in the spring. So
100%.
So we've got that going on.
So with that being said too, what's the first big one?
So the big thing is a couple people have stopped me now that they've gotten their newsletters and asked me about these little free art libraries that we're doing. So so we've partnered with Jacoby Arts Center and Lewis and Clark Community College's Youth Build program. And so I don't know if people are familiar with those little free libraries that are around town where people have them in their yard. I've got one in my yard, and you can take books and leave books for your neighbors and people in your community. So we partnered with Jacoby to do the same thing for art libraries. So we don't have the locations picked out just yet. We're finalizing all the details of where they'll be, but you can look around the community where Youth Build built them for us.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was really neat. And then Jacoby Art Center is going to keep them stocked with art supplies, and then people can donate art supplies in these little free libraries. And then we do what we call weeding. So we have to take books out of the collection to make room for new materials because we can't keep everything. I mean, we would run out of space. So we're going to take our art books that we've weeded out, making room for new art books. Our old art books are going to go into these little free libraries so that people can have art books as well. So it's just kind of a new community idea. Yeah, so we can get involved with Jacoby and partner up for that.
Jacoby being literally now just a block away.
It
should be more.
Yeah.
And it's really exciting to see that. Do you know when they're open? Is it April?
I think it's April, but I'm not 100% sure about that. So I've been meaning to walk down and see how it's going with them, but I haven't wanted to bother them because I know they're busy.
That was an overhaul.
Set up,
was an overhaul. So what is the stuffed animal workshop?
Okay, so the stuffed animal workshop, we have the kids can come for that. And I think
Sorry, I was just staring at your calendar.
No, that's
this
okay.
Is pretty cool.
So we've got the stuffed animal workshop is for kids, and you can come in. Yeah, I know. Sorry, CJ,
I was ready.
Can't do that. So, but kids come in. They make their own stuffed animal basically, and we have a summer a story time that goes along with it. And you can put together a little stuffed animal, put a little heart inside of it, and I think we just had that one. So.
Oh, I'm on the wrong month.
Yeah, you're on the wrong month. I was like, wait, that one's already over with.
God,
so,
it has been a Monday.
That's okay.
I am letting you down.
That's okay.
This is not good.
But we do that annually. So if it sounded good to you, check back next year and you can do it. You can do it again.
Thank you for that rope, Mary. I really very much
welcome.
Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
April 2nd. With that being said, let's get to the right month.
Yes.
So, the big thing that's coming out of the pot, this looks fun on Wednesday, April the 2nd. Granny Square Chickens?
Okay, so this is going to be fun. So we are partnering up with the Yarn Bombers. And the Yarn Bombers, for people who don't know, are a group in town. They do all kinds of arts.
They do
yarn
some
crafts.
fun. Yeah, it's cool as hell.
It's really fun. And so they came in December and decorated. They crocheted and made and knitted some decorations for us for the winter. We had those up in December. They've been coming to the library, and they're bringing their supplies. So you don't even have to bring your own supplies. You just show up, and they're making something called Granny Square Chickens. And so if you go on our website, you can see a little picture of them, of the little Granny Square Chickens. But they'll show you how to make them. They provide the materials. And so it's a really great way for you to just come out, meet some people, and sit and work on this project, these little Granny Square Chickens. They're really cute. So that's going to be Yeah, so there it is. There's the little Granny Square Chicken. And that's going to be at our mall library on April... I don't have my glasses. I forgot my glasses.
I can't see anything
April
without
2nd.
my glasses.
I know. I've got to get those out.
Here we go. I need glasses.
Oh,
it is scary watching me drive right now.
Oh, really? Thankfully, I don't need them to drive.
Well, I'm getting the darn bright light. Those LEDs need to go. I'm sorry. Those
are
lumens,
really hard to see.
I'm going to have like some medical episode.
Blind. I know when they come down the road at you, you're thinking, well, anything that I thought I was seeing on the road, I'm no longer seeing. So.
Like even here though, I still get the spots and the fluorescent lights too.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm going.
Fortunately, I don't get that, but no, that's going to be April 2nd. So that's on Wednesday from 5:30 to 7:30 at the mall, and you don't have to stay for the whole time. So if you want to just show up for an hour or stay for the full 2 hours, you can. And they'll have a brief demonstration, and then they'll let you have time to work on the project yourself and get tips and techniques for doing that. And all of the supplies, all the support will be there for people that come. So no registration needed either.
Oh, nice.
So just show up.
And then on April the 8th is the reschedule for Harp Music for the Soul.
Yes. Yeah. So Amy Cammie, who was supposed to come in February,
during
and it
the
was
monsoon.
when we had the terrible, terrible weather, she's coming. It's a reschedule. She's going to be here on April 8th as well. So that's a Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. So she'll be bringing her harp, and she's going to be performing harp music, but she's also going to be talking about general relaxation and stress reduction and how our brains kind of respond to meditative music and things like that. And if you've ever heard Amy play, she's just a wonderful harpist. Her music is beautiful. So you can come for the music, you can come for the stress tips. You might want to show up on April 8th. And that's April 8th at 6:30 p.m. at the mall library, upstairs in our programming room.
I'm telling you what, I don't know what's going to get my stress level.
Just come and listen to some harp music.
This is cool. So coming up on the 10th, though, genealogy classes are continuing.
Yep.
And really, your genealogy department's just kicking butt.
It really is. And this is a really great group of people that meet, and everybody's welcome. There's a core group of people that come, and they're genealogy, local history research people. And so even if you have just a passing interest in it, or you're really into it, each month we have a class where we teach and give information, and then the following week people come back and kind of talk about how they've implemented that information that they've learned about. And it's like a round table, and people talk about all kinds of ways to research genealogy and family trees and track down information, which sometimes can be pretty hard to do. So this is about sharing. In April, it's about sharing and learning on social media. So
really cool.
Yeah.
Well, and that's really going to be important for right now too.
It is.
Well, and too, because I don't know if it's going to be talked about, but there is an oversharing aspect to some of those things too.
There is. And also learning how, again, just like with everything, like what's legitimate, what's not legitimate, and you're sharing some personal information. And so how to be safe while doing it. But not only that, but just, what are the resources? Where are the places to go? Because there's so much on the internet, it's almost overwhelming.
Well, and now they've got to figure out Google. I mean, it is really getting scary with how many people can just advertise false companies that are really just data catching.
It's scary.
Because
it's scary.
especially with history stuff, if you try to find a grave and you don't click on find a grave or ancestry and you get some backdoor thing that just collecting it's not good.
It is. And again, you're giving a lot of personal information out when it comes to family history and genealogy. So
do it the right way.
You do. And so this will be great because these are going to have we'll talk about legitimate places to search and how to use them and that kind of thing. So
Lacey's writing about Lyman Trumbull for me.
Oh, is she?
Yes,
oh,
I was
nice.
very fascinated.
Nice.
I think we need to have Lyman Trumbull Day in Albany.
It's it's a fascinating history, and I
was just trying. What's funny? I was talking about this the other day. And it's like very few people know of that house or know what's going on there, and it's like,
the history
what
behind
the heck are we doing?
Who he was and what he did.
No, I'm not saying Senator Trumbull's the best thing or whatever was going.
Sure,
but afterwards, I think we can all agree it's okay.
Right.
But with that being said, you also have this coming week on the 10th. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. No, 1 week. Right?
10 days. Wow. Yeah, isn't it crazy? Tomorrow's April 1st. I mean, it's kind of shocking really how fast time goes.
So you got Illinois Libraries presents The Art of Foraging with Alexis Nelson, and then you have the following day, Adventures with the Audubon.
Yes, Brian Fox Ellis is
What's
coming.
That look like?
So he is coming to the Genealogy and Local History Library. And Brian Fox Ellis is a storyteller, and he goes around the country and he puts on performances and recreates and reenacts famous people like riverboat captains. He does Audubon, and he's coming to the library to talk as Audubon. But
was that somebody's name?
John Audubon.
Okay.
Yeah,
this is not good that I said that on the air.
No, that's okay. He's going to be not impersonating, but recreating.
I didn't know that was a
John Audubon, the Audubon Society, who the birds are the Bird Society. So he's going to be giving a history of him, but he'll be giving the history and giving monologues and showing drawings, journals, essays, and letters from Audubons to his friends and colleagues as Audubon.
That's
so
cool.
It's going to be a really fun. And he developed it with a grant from the United States Forest Service, I believe it was the Forest Service, as part of their celebration of the 100th anniversary of the National Wildlife Refuge System. So it's gonna be a really fun time, and that's gonna be at the Genealogy and Local History Library on Friday, April 11th, from 6:30 to 7:30. And you do need to register for that one, just so we make sure we have enough chairs out for people.
Well, and then as we're getting through April the 22nd, you have your cookbook club.
Yep, cookbook
Cinco de Mayo, and it's the perfect time because it's going to be before May 5th.
Exactly. So you will be able to go through this cookbook, find a good, and this one's actually a vegetarian cookbook. So you'll be able to find a really great recipe from this cookbook. And the way that the Cookbook Book Club works is we have a book on display right now called The Mexican Vegetarian Cookbook by Margarita Arante, and it sits at the front desk at the mall library. And so you come in, you leaf through it, you find a recipe that kind of strikes you, you let us know which one you're going to be making. We'll make a copy of the recipe for you and mark it so that somebody else doesn't also make it. And then you come back on Tuesday, April 22nd with your recipe that you've made, and you share it with people, and everybody kind of potluck style shares the recipe and then talks about cooking and baking tips.
Cool.
So
see, I like that. That's the community side that I think so. And not a lot of people do that. So that's
it's a fun
unique
club.
thing to
it is,
the
and
area.
it's great for people who are really good cooks who like to share their knowledge with people who are just learning how to cook.
Right.
And so you can kind of combine both people, and people meet up, and you clearly have a shared interest.
Well, and it's kind of like too when you're cooking for your family. They aren't going to tell you it's not. I mean, they will if it's god awful. And you need to know about it. But if it's something that's just not for them, they're going to tell you it tastes good or fine. But go and talk with people that truly know the craft a little bit.
And if you have a question about, I wasn't sure how to do this step in the recipe, or what's a tip for that, and I have to admit, there was a couple months ago we had Cookbook Book Club, and it was downstairs in the library, and we had a program upstairs, and some ladies showed up upstairs, and they had their dish, and they said, "We're here for the book club, Cookbook Book Club." And I thought, well, what you got in that? Well, you can stay here if you want, if it's good. And it smelled amazing. So it's just a really fun
cool.
book club. Yeah.
Well, and I mean, there's so much stuff coming down the pipeline, Mary. I mean, even just in the next couple of weeks, from the Bob Dylan tribute to, I mean, you name it. An Evening with Thomas Jefferson's coming back up.
Yeah. He'll be coming.
He
back.
was my buddy. I felt like we connected.
Well, and it's amazing. I mean, he is the official
he really
Thomas
is,
Jefferson at Monticello, and so he gives this wonderful performance as Jefferson, and then answers questions as Jefferson, and he has so much knowledge, and he's so personable, and it's just a really fun program. So he's coming back. I think it's the third time that he's been with us, maybe the fourth time.
Well, and he's also, because of that, done a couple of things, with the Lewis and Clark stuff because of coming in and timing. So it's really cool.
Yeah. And I think I said Monticello, but I think he's Colonial Williamsburg is where he's the official Jefferson. So anyway, so he's coming, and that's Friday, May 9th at 6:00, and that's also at the Genealogy and Local
What's
History
this
Library.
Bob Dylan tribute?
So this is Sharon Wyndham set up this program. She knows these two people. It's an evening. It's blues guitarist Steve Vogel, and he is coming to perform Bob Dylan's songs.
Hello.
And, I know, and it's really funny because I feel like people either love Bob Dylan or hate Bob Dylan. So
it's like the Eagles.
Yes.
There's never like a moderate Eagles fan.
Yes. So if Bob Dylan's your guy, then you should come. It's Wednesday, May 14th from 6 to 7:30 at the Mall Library upstairs in our performance room.
I like Bob Dylan.
I love Bob Dylan.
I love
Bob Dylan. When I was a kid, I loved the song Mozambique, just sitting in the car and
who hasn't jammed out to like a Rolling Stone every once in a while?
Right, exactly. So Bob, he's going to be blues guitarist Steve Vogel. He's going to be coming, and then also storyteller Bob Case. And Bob is going to be kind of talking about the history of his songs and talking about how he developed his musical style. And so it'll be great. We'll have somebody playing and then somebody kind of giving the history on this music and the era of the time that he the folk revival. So
Bob is talking about Bob.
Bob's talking about Bob. That was an interesting article to write and to edit because there were two Bobs that we were talking about.
That's what I was getting. Yeah, that's interesting.
How do you make sure people know who we're talking about? So yeah. So
oh man. So with that being said, one more thing, actually two more that I think we'll touch on them again, but just to note, May the 18th is your native pollinator garden at Hayner.
Yes.
And then the 21st is family line dancing.
So I am so excited about this. Cool. We are doing a series of family line dancing classes. So bring out the family.
Who's teaching them?
And it's going to be, Michael Wooten from Effervescent Studios, and it's a 4-session variety line dancing class. So anybody 10 and up are invited, families are invited to come, and it's free, and they're an hour-long sessions from 6 to 7 p.m., and it's just going to be a lot of fun. So they're 1-hour classes. It says it teaches the latest line dances, preparing participants for upcoming outings with family and friends. So we do want people to call so we know how to register, so we know how many people to expect. But yeah, it's just something for the whole family to do.
That I only got a 2-step in me. That's about it.
I'm not going to be doing any of this.
I can get a little bit of that in me.
I don't even have that. I don't even have that.
Normally they give me money to stop dancing.
Right, exactly. Ditto.
With that being said, what's coming down the pipeline here in the next couple of days, though, that we really should fill the audience in on, just because I know that we got to reschedule Monday.
We do.
I want to make so that way if there's anything that's pressing, make sure we get it.
The things that are going to be coming up, I wanted to focus on the National Library Week. So we have National Library Week coming up, and this is just to draw attention to how important libraries are to communities, and that's April 6th through April 12th. And so I may be here before that, but this is drawing attention to the role that libraries play in communities and how integral they are to keeping a community vital. And so, because we want to draw attention to that, we decided that we're going to have a drawing contest. So it's called Drawn to the Library Week, Drawn to the Library, and celebrating National Library Week. So we'll have a drawing contest, and it's divided up into 3 age groups. We have kids ages 2 to 12. Young adults ages 13 to 17, and then adults 18 and over. And so we're asking people to submit drawings to us. They can send them to us on social media. They can drop them by the library. We'll make copies and make sure people get the originals back. And it's a drawing of your favorite book character or book. And then we have prizes for people. And then people are going to judge. So the community will get to also judge.
Does the blotter page count as a book?
No. No. No, your reward poster. Your reward poster doesn't count. So, no. So, we do have a few little rules in here, and that's one of them. So,
oh my God, that was good. I needed that for my sanity today.
You can't do that. But yeah, so this is just a way to celebrate National Library Week. And so
that's so fun, though.
Yeah, it's something fun to do.
So how do we submit those again?
So you can either drop them off at the library, and like I said, we'll make a copy and you can keep the original, or you can share them online. So you can put them, we'll have a post on our Facebook page about National Library Week, and you can just submit it in the post there. So yeah, and it can be any medium. So any medium that you want to create in, we will take. And so then we'll have 3 finalists from each group, whose drawings are going to be displayed at the mall library and the downtown library, and then people can vote on that. Patrons can vote.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's our first time doing something like that.
It's gonna be big.
So, yeah.
I liked Medium, by the way. That was a good show.
Medium.
Medium.
Never watched it. So
it's one of my favorite Family Guy lines. Very excited. And then with that being said, too, what else would you like to discuss today?
So, I mean, that's really it. That was the one that I really wanted to touch on. We kind of had talked about everything that's coming up really soon, the Yarn Bombers. We do have our X's and So's crafting program tomorrow evening at the Multipurpose Room at Alton Square from 6 to 7:30. So that's people that want to work on any kind of art project, any kind of craft project.
Is that still going well?
It is, yeah.
Good.
You can stop by, use our multipurpose room so you can really spread out. If you have a bigger project that you need space to work on, you bring your materials and we supply the room and also refreshments. And so then you can talk with other people too that are into crafting and art, and just, make some connections there. So yeah, so that's what's coming up.
For sure. Well, Mary, always is great to talk to you.
You too.
And we're at the finish line.
All right.
Here.
Okay.
When you see me in 2 weeks, it's going to be a miracle, or amazing, and probably a miracle.
Yeah. It'll be something. It'll be something. Oh, we do have our adult spring scavenger hunt starting.
When's that
tomorrow.
start?
It starts tomorrow. So you can stop by the mall library or the downtown library, and you can register for it. And it's it will take you around town and also in the library, and you can look for particular items in the library, particular items out in the community, and then you return your slip. And we have 3 prizes. We have a window bird feeder, a wicker indoor-outdoor swinging chair, and a raised planter as our prizes. So yeah,
I'm in.
So get
what
you ready
the hell?
For spring.
I'm in. What you should have led with that.
I know. So yeah, so that's the whole month of April. So you have the entire month to participate in that.
You know what happened to me? Just because I'm past my call time anyway, but so we can talk. I am just gone crazy about what I want to do to my house because of the weather being nicer the last couple of days.
Yeah.
And the bad thing
Spring
is,
fever.
John's we're gonna have to talk here. I really want some stuff done, and I gotta hope, I gotta go. Please.
The good thing is you can stop by the Library of Things and check out things to help you
do they
around
got
the house.
decking material out there?
We do not have that, but we have the toolkit. So you can check out the toolkit. You can check out some gardening supplies. You can get some seeds from our seed library, and then you can join the scavenger hunt and you can maybe win one of these prizes. So that's all I got. It's all I've got.
But it's a good start.
It is a good start.
That's a modest yard right there because of all of that.
It is, and for free.
And for free. That's exactly right.
Exactly.
But I'm going to work this. I'm going to say, John, I really just need that wraparound deck put on this year.
Come on, buddy.
I'm ready for this. He's probably watching this right now, going, "Do not come upstairs. Do not even
as soon
make
as
it
this
up in
is
this
over,
office.
do not. I
Get
do not
out
want to
of
hear
here.
your footsteps.
Yeah, just go into your
stairs.
car and drive home." With that being said, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Go vote tomorrow because I'm out of time. I have literally yelled at you. I've written articles. Voting numbers are down, and that's sad. So go vote. We're here. Finish line for all the candidates. You did it.
Yeah.
Take today off. It's all good.
I voted Saturday.
Yeah. See, people already voted. So just enjoy the day and try your best to stay out of jail.